Here's my ranking of all of Quentin Tarantino's movies from the worst to the best. Keep in mind, this is my opinion, so if a movie that you feel like should be higher isn't as high as you want it to be, I'm sorry, please don't get mad at me. In last place, I have Death Proof. I think most people would agree with me that this is his weakest film, but even though it's weak, it's still very, very good. Kurt Russell gives an absolutely amazing performance as the charismatic and psychopathic stuntman Mike, plus there's some really great gore in here as well. But the premise is severely, severely underused, and the entire second half of the movie up until that final chase scene is just boring. Number 9, I have The Hateful Eight. This is Quentin Tarantino's second Western, and even though it's not as memorable as Django, it's still very, very enjoyable. Samuel L. Jackson and Kurt Russell are absolute legends here. The script is fantastic, and it definitely has some of my favorite lines out of any of Tarantino's films.
When the hangman catches you, you hang.
You overrated.
The runtime is just way too long to keep me interested in this story, and there is that one scene that just goes a little bit too far for my taste. Controversial opinion, but at number 8 I have Kill Bill Volume 2. I count Volume 1 and Volume 2 as separate movies, because they are. That's just who I am. Sorry. Look, I thought Volume 1 was perfect, and while Volume 2 was amazing, it just didn't have the same feel as Volume 1. I loved learning about the bride's training and her backstory with her sensei, and her fight with Ellie in the trailer was incredible. But it was way more slow than Volume 1, and the final fight with Bill was just underwhelming. To me, I felt cheated. Jackie Brown is arguably Tarantino's most tame and forgettable film. It's a simple heist story involving some random criminals who all get caught up trying to steal $500,000. You got stars like Pam Grier, Michael Keaton, Samuel L. Jackson, even Chris Tucker makes a cameo for a little bit. I'm not even the biggest fan of heist movies personally, but this movie just kept my attention from beginning to end with its dialogue, with its character development, and the ending, which I just absolutely loved. Severely, severely overlooked. Up next, I have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This movie is a tribute and love letter to 1960s cinema. Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt are absolutely magnificent. And with the atmosphere and the set design, you really get drew into that classic Hollywood feel. Bringing us into the top 5, I have Inglourious Basterds. This is Tarantino's take on a war epic. I love the narrative, I love the comedy. The gore and the action, while there definitely isn't as much of it as there could have been, it's remarkable. At number 4, I have Pulp Fiction. When this initially came out, there wasn't anything like it that had been done before. The weird, out-of-line narrative, the insane use of profanity, and the screenplay and the dialogue were just unparalleled. Easily one of Tarantino's best, and easily his most quotable. Number 3, I have Kill Bill Volume 1. It is the perfect martial arts film. It is the perfect revenge story. The action and the gore are some of the best of any movie ever. And Uma Thurman's The Bride is an amazing protagonist. My runner-up, I have Reservoir Dogs. This was Tarantino's first ever movie, and it introduces the audience and new viewers to his style perfectly. It's not overly long, but it's just long enough to where you can get a grasp of his edgy humor, his edgy narrative.
I ordered coffee, right? Now, we've been here a long fucking time. She's only filled my cup 3 times. I mean, when I order coffee, I want it filled 6 times.
6 times? Well, what if she's too fucking busy?
Words too fucking busy shouldn't be in a waitress's vocabulary.
But coming in at number 1, I have Django Unchained. This is the absolute perfect Tarantino film. Jamie Foxx and Christoph Waltz are absolutely unparalleled here. Definitely the best action out of any Tarantino film. Actually, some of the best action of any film, period. The score is fantastic, the narrative is fantastic, and the dialogue, again, just fantastic. This makes Django Unchained my favorite Quentin Tarantino film. Please feel free to share your ranking.